everyone, this is Chris from KRC Creations. I'm just going to take you with me on another journey of making a new soap. This one is Blackberry Bling from Nature's Garden. And what I'm doing here is just, stirring the oils, making sure they're fully incorporated before I add my lye. And I'm tapping out the bubbles here, making sure that I don't incorporate bubbles into my batter. So I'm making sure that is done. And then I'm going to pour the lye in using the lye handle or to pour on top so that it don't create more bubbles as we do this. In this lye, we have our sodium lactate to make sure that the bar, as it cures, it's a little harder. And that's what we're doing here. And then we're going to just, blend it and stir. I do a lot of stirring and blending together so that I don't, accelerate the batter too much and too fast, because I'm going to do a swirl on this one, so I need the batter to cooperate and to, behave itself, so I have time to do what it is I want to do. So what I'm doing is just stick blending and stirring and bringing it to a nice light trace. Okay, I've reached trace, and I'm going to separate my batter out into 3 sections. As you see that I'm doing here, I have a blue section and a black section, as well as I'm going to take what's left and put some titanium dioxide in to turn the base of the soap white. Now with this soap, because I'm going to be doing so many different things, when I do a lot of stuff with the soap, I don't put the fragrance in right away. I actually separate the fragrance out by how much I'm going to separate out the batter, and I put the fragrance in the batter right before I put it into the loaf mold. So here I am just mixing in the titanium dioxide, and then I'll mix in the blue and the black as well. Oh, I'm sorry, here I separated a little bit out of the white out. Sorry, I just missed that. Separated some of the white out so that it's, just easier to use instead of using the huge container there. So, like I said, I'm mixing in the blue and the black. And right now, none of it has any fragrance. Now I'm going to get my loaf mold and get ready to start pouring and getting the batter into the mold. Now I've already added, I cut up the video, I've already added the fragrance to the white. This is the bottom base of the soap. And I cut the video so it won't be incredibly long, so you won't see me adding fragrance to the individual colors, but they're added as you see me pouring them. They've been added and stick blended in and incorporated into the batter, banging out some of the air bubbles. I'm going to add the blue on top of the white there, but I don't want it to go and break the layer. So what I'm going to do is use my spatula and just ladle it on top. And once I have some of it on top, then I'll just use my spatula and pour. I'm not being as careful here, so I'm splashing all over the place. So now I'm pouring the batter on top of the spatula so that it doesn't break the surface of the white. And I like this color blue. This is the ultramarine pigmented blue. Getting all that in there. I'm usually pretty organized when I do this, but today I just was not. It's soap and everything's everywhere, but hey, sometimes it happens. Okay, now I'm getting ready to pour the second layer of white. With this one, I didn't really care so much if it broke the surface, so kind of just poured it all over and wasn't really careful because it helps with that swirl into the blue for the white. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to get the black on top of the white. So we have, I think, 3 layers now. We have white, blue, and then white, and now we're going to put the black on top of the white layer here. And again, I'm trying not to let it break the surface, but it really didn't matter that much because I was going to swirl it together anyway. So wasn't as careful as I was with the blue on top of the first white layer, but hey, it's doing what it's supposed to do. And I'm being as sloppy as ever. So we're going to get that move throughout the top, banging out the air bubbles. And that also helps to move the soap around and flatten it out a little bit for you. Now this, I had poured some of the white on top just a little bit and forgot that, hey, I didn't do my swirl. So I stopped and went back and swirled it. So just use the chopstick and pushing some of the batter into the different colors. Try not to go all the way down, just in the area of where the blue touches the white. And then I go and I put the top layer of white on there. I didn't film that part, but you'll see. Putting the fragrance into the white. Now I'm going to pipe onto this soap. I'm going to pipe on top, so we really need to thicken up this batter so that we can get it into the piping. And I also want it to be a little bit thicker so that when I put it on top of the black, that it doesn't break the surface. So we're going to stick blend and let it sit, then come back, and then after we finish stick blending this time, it will be the last time. We will use a spatula from here. So here we are after it sat for a little bit. It's almost ready. You can see the different consistency. It's thicker. It's dribbling off this spoon, but it's not as thick as I would like it. I had already layered the top of the soap. Okay, I let it sit for a little while longer. As you can see, it's a little bit more thicker. It's not just pouring off the spoon. Now, it's not as thick as I would like it. I mean, I would, if I was doing some cupcakes or frosting a cake, this definitely would not be ready. But I'm impatient, so I just said, let's go for it. And I'm going to pipe the top of it. And getting my bag ready. I put my piping bag in a glass jar. This is a tall one. I do this because it's easier than holding the bag and trying to, manipulate the bag and get the soap mixture in there, so I just pour it in, and I use a little extra on the top, fold it over so that when I go to reload the bag, I don't have it all gumpy and, you know, yucky. Now the thing with piping, its consistency is the key. As you can see here, I'm going a little bit slow because, quite frankly, the consistency is not there yet, but I was impatient, so I had to do it a little bit slower. I'm using a 3M star tip. The good thing about this is that when you start piping and it's not really ready right away, it firms up while you're working. So just be a little bit patient before you put it in a bag, and a little bit patient while you're doing it if you take it out too soon. A lot of people like to let the soap firm up in the bag. I tend to not. I don't know why. I just need to see how firm it is before I put it in the bag. So running a little low. We're gonna reload our bag, and you can see how I do that, so it's not gloppy and all over the place. There's no real big trick to it at all. The big thing is that you just want to make sure that you've given yourself enough of a fold so that when you go and you reload, you don't have batter all the way up to the top. So I poured the rest of the mixture in here, and we're going to finish piping onto the top of the soap. Here we go, again back at it. Of course, again being careless and sloppy. But you can see the peaks are a little bit more firmer now. The edges are a little bit more crisper, and I'm going a little bit faster because when your batter is exactly the right consistency, you can whiz through piping. I mean, piping is probably one of my favorite things to do with soaping. And I just love it. Once you get the hang of it, you can just like bang, 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 bang. Now this is a little bit faster, but it's not really as fast as I usually go. So it's getting in there though. Now as you pipe, you want to make sure you keep the consistency on the bag, taking some time to turn your bag to keep the pressure from the top of the bag on this mixture so that it comes out evenly. Just using what's left to fill in some spots that I left. Now this is going to be a very tall bar. I use it all, filled it up all the way to the top. And I know the top of my mold goes, the height of it or the depth of it is 3.5 inches. And it's usually like 2.5 or 2.75. So it's going to be a tall bar. And I like to have the taller, bigger bars for my more designer soaps. So here I am. I'm using my melt and pour embeds, and this is melt and pour embeds shaped like raspberries or blue raspberries, whatever you want to call them. I got the mold from Target for $1, so it was a great buy. And I've made markers on the side of my mold, if you can see them there, an inch apart, so I know exactly where to place those little embeds so I don't have to cut through them. I used to have the hardest time placing embeds for whatever reason, and it just seems so simple just to, you know, mark it off, but I guess I have to do things the hard way. It took me a little bit to figure that out, but when I did, we're rocking. So I was able to get 11. I think I was able to get 11 embeds on here. I'm going to count them. I don't know why, but I counted them, adjust them a little bit so that they're not laying on top of each other. Now we're going to get some jojoba beads and sprinkle the top for some interest. And I used to use candy sprinkles in my soap, and although they're pretty and they're wonderful, I stopped using that and I actually started using jojoba beads. And it's funny because when I did my video on my bubble bath cupcakes, one of my watchers, hey, you know who you are out there, suggested that I put jojoba beads on my cupcakes for sprinkles. And you know what? It never dawned on me to do that. I don't know why, but it never dawned on me to do that. So I will be putting jojoba beads on my bubble bath cupcakes to give it a little bit more interest as well. So these are electric blue electric blue jojoba beads that I got from the chemistry store. So there you have it. Okay guys, this is how the soaps turned out. I have some of them backwards. So let me turn them around for you. I think they came out really, really good. I put some jojoba beads on top as well as some glitter. I don't like this glitter for some reason. It's iridescent. It's not that super sparkle. I have to get that one. I had it and I thought I bought that one again and I didn't. I bought something different. So let me show you what it looks like. I came out really good. It has this kind of band in the middle, which is what I was going for with the swirl there. And it has the piping that I did. And of course it has that right here, excuse my nails, it has that titanium dioxide crackling on the top from where the piping was, but it doesn't take away from the soap at all. It's really, really nice. And here they're all, look, came out really, really well. And they have a melt and pour blueberry or blackberry, blue raspberry on the top. In my last video, I showed you 2 molds that I got from, actually this is the back end of the cut. I did not cut off the back. So yeah, this one, when I showed you those molds from Target, I said it was a strawberry, but it wasn't. It was actually a kind of a berry. So yay! Don't have a berry mold, so I have one now. And this one's going to be for samples. It's a good size, but the back is kind of crinkled. So I'll just cut this one up for samples. It's nice. And something else I wanted to show you. I made some, these are my bath bomb shots. Because they're not bath bomb balls. They're kind of cylindrical, if you can see them. And they have 2 layers here, and they also have a melt and pour embed on top, so you get bath bomb and a nice soap. These are scented in blue raspberry, and these are in blackberry bling. So yeah, that's what I have. These are really, really cool. Just drop them in and they fizz like crazy. I love it. I love this new recipe that I have. They fizz like, it's not really new. It's not really even old. It's pretty much the same. They fizz like crazy, and I think they're really, really nice. So a dual purpose product again, a soap and a bath bomb, and it'll come wrapped that way. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you like our little soap making journey, and I will talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.